All right. Today I'm going to be talking about the focus process, which you got 5 phases and 15 principles. Right here we have the Formulate, which consists of the message, audience, and sketches. This website right here obviously is a clear message, has an animal, has environment, food, climate, 6 areas right here. If you scroll down, these kind of shows the message of environmental, animals, humanitarians, kind of gives a clear design to the message that it's trying to give across. Next here we have a website which is kind of cluttered, doesn't really have a clear message of what it's trying to get across, who is it targeting, not really sure who the audience is. Kind of a bad website right here for the Formulate process phase. Next, we're going on to the organized phase, which consists of shape, proximity, and alignment. This is actually a good example of the organized phase. The shapes of this shape map is pretty clear to focus on the real message. Enough adequate white space right here. The proximity flow, the direction of where the message is directed. The alignment is pretty straightforward with the pictures here. Next, we have a bad example of the organized phase. The shapes pattern, the white space is kind of not really, it's pretty much inadequate on the area of white space. Everything's kind of clumped together. The proximity flow kind of off, not really know where it's going. The alignment is also pretty off, nothing really correlates. So this is a bad example of that. Moving on, we have contrast phase, consists of a symmetry, value, and color. Right here we can clearly show the variations of the light and dark value that gives contrast. This color right here, pretty bright background, light colors that kind of pinpoint what the focal point is, you know, not really distracting, catches your attention. Next, we have a website that's pretty bad when it comes to the contrast phase. The symmetry design is not really structured and balanced. You know, the variations of colors is kind of a sight for sore eyes. Not really sure what, you know, who it's trying to target. You know, the contrast and balance of the colors are not really harmonized. This right here is going to be part of the Unify phase, which has repetition, rhythm, Gestalt. What we got to focus on the Unify design is that the shape, proximity, alignment, contrast all are unified to make up the whole design here. As you can see, all the shapes, the alignment kind of goes into a flow. The repetition, if you do the squint test, you can see what the focal point is, and that is the farmer. Everything kind of fades out if you do that. So this is a good example of the Unify phase. Right here is a bad example of the Unify phase. There's not really any repetition of any shapes. There's not really any flow of patterns or rhythms, no bold statements focusing on any focal points. Kind of throws off, no alignment. So the Gestalt is not really clear right here, which is the actual whole design that we're trying to get from the unity of this phase. So that's a bad example right there. Moving on, right here is the simplify phase, which we're trying to pretty much get rid of all the clutter, we got the 3 principles, which is evaluation, where you critique and see what you need to get rid of. Elimination and communication. We got to eliminate different things from a website to get the message across, which goes back to the first phase, formulate, which is the message. And right here, you communicate that the message is barbecue, and you can find out more simply by putting down the menu. Everything's easy to click on, locations. This is a good example of a simplified design website. Next off is not really a good example of a simplified website design. As you can see, things need to be removed in order to clarify a message, because don't really know what the message is here. It needs to be kind of clear on what you're trying to communicate to the audience, and that is not really clear. Pretty much that is going to sum up the focus process. And like I said, that consists of 15 principles, which is formulate phase, which has the message, audience, sketches; organize phase, shape, proximity, alignment; contrast phase, symmetry, value, color; and unify, which has repetition, rhythm, and Gestalt; and lastly, simplify, which has the principles of evaluation, elimination, and communication. Thanks for watching.